Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Turn of Burning Questions is here. It was meant to be a four-man panel. It's not easy. Matty Craven's blowing up deluxe. You should have heard him. He's getting really upset. These guys work very hard. Damian Wilson and Matty Craven with me. Vince DeCoco won't be. Andy Gath. Well, they call it the Andy Gath Show, but the truth is, ever since he was made a living legend, doesn't take calls anymore. Doesn't care about us anymore. So maybe we can do. He's holding out for more money, Matty. We're all holding out for more money, aren't we? Lovely to see you.
Thanks for having me on, Jason.
He's just, you'll be a living legend at some point, surely.
In my own lunchbox, maybe.
Do you still carry a lunchbox? I would love to think.
It'd only be a little one.
Damian Wilson, the newly health conscious Damian Wilson, looking lean, mean, fit and strong. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, all good. I don't know about healthy, but yeah, all good.
Well, healthier. That's what I'm going for as well. Healthier. We're not trying to do anything too special. I'll tell you what, we've got some sponsors. We're going to get another one very soon. This is the relaunch of Burning Questions, by the way. Pride's Easy Feed. They stand as a proud supporter of the harness racing industry with their set recipes. They don't deviate. It's like HelloFresh. And quality ingredients to give the trainer confidence in what they're feeding. So make the switch to Pride's and start getting the result you've been chasing. Now, first question. Is the Breeze at her right price in Bullion Phillies final, or can the Lily beat her draw and show this fave denial? I don't think either of you are involved in this race, but it is the first of 3 Gold Bullion finals. Matty Craven, I thought Little Miss Lily probably went slightly better than Sahara Breeze. I've been a coward and I've tipped Sahara Breeze, but it is going to be an interesting race because I don't think there's a hell of a lot between them, but the market says there is.
Yeah, well, obviously the draw favours Sahara Breeze, and in these races over the shorter distance, it's always a big factor in the results generally. So, probably just from the draw, it makes her the top pick.
They're pretty amazing races, these, aren't they? I mean, and I don't want to be pejorative. Maybe these horses will win a $100,000 race again, but they might not as well, Matty. So it's a big opportunity.
Well, that's the beauty of the sales, Jace, is that you can go there, pick out a yearling and aim for these sort of races. And I guess that's what it's all about. And that's why you go and give yourself that opportunity.
Damo, I've got you under the pump. That looks like a really comfortable couch, by the way. You're a little bit blurry, but I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind. Looks like a nice couch. Tell me, have you got an opinion here between Sahara Breeze and Little Miss Lily in the APG Gold Bullion 3-year-old fillies final?
Well, I'd say if you've done your form by now, I'm probably driving Lily, so I've got a bit of say in this matter.
Oh, my dear. Cancel the whole show. I'll back it up. Well, I think you can definitely win. It went very, very good.
Maybe we should wait for Vince.
It went very, very good in the heat. And you would imagine that. Can you go forward? Is there any chance you can get in front of Sahara Breeze or not?
I haven't spoke to Pat, but from what I've heard, horses work super during the week. So I reckon we might have a dip at the front and see what happens. If not, we might just go sit outside them and just out tough it. I reckon Sahara Breeze is a speed horse, and we might just make it do a bit of work. And yeah, I'm not quite sure, but I reckon we could just do that and see if we can outstay it.
Well, I look at the 2 runs from the heats, and 27.8 off the gate, wasn't able to find the front, drew clear, and Sahara Breeze only just got it. So you'd have confidence thinking maybe we've got a little bit of an edge, even though now Sahara Breeze has got 1 run behind it. You got fitness on your side.
Yeah, that's right. Sahara Breeze went good the other day. It's sprinted quick. I only watched the race because Nathan drove Lily, but I really think Lily was definitely the runner of the race. So she should have every chance.
Turns out I have done my form for the next one, Damo. So by the way, Damo, the first rule of broadcasting is don't embarrass your fellow broadcasters. So I'll educate you here. You can educate me on training and driving, but geez, that was harsh early doors. I've got to tell you.
Yeah, well, I thought that's what it was all about. So yeah, right.
Well, I've copped it. You've hit me, and I'll tell you what, when you hit me, people love it. APG Gold Bullion Final for the 3-year-old Colts and Geldings. We don't have Vince Coco here. He's got Mr. Hunter and Rock and Roll Gronk, but Willie Rain, I reckon, showed a fair bit early doors and has got some gate speed. What's the plan here?
He was back to his best, I thought, back to his early 2-year-old season, but we've had a few hiccups in the last 3 weeks, and he's a little bit underdone last week, and he's probably a little bit underdone again this week. So I think we'll just get across, find a posse, and I reckon there'll be plenty of speed on, so just hopefully they roll along at an even speed, and anyone could win that race.
With the two inside you, though, do you think to yourself, well, the button, even though we're a bit underdone, just to make sure we get to the pegs and then we've got options from there, or do you float out and hope for a bit of cover in the running line?
I haven't decided yet. I'll just see how he feels. He can get out the gate quick when I really ask him, so I would prefer to be on the fence, but if I need to tap him on the arse, well, so be it, and we get to the fence, it's probably the best place to be. By
the way, how good's that Burnside Boom? How good is it, the one that won last week? Very good, yeah?
Well, obviously you didn't rate it at all after you didn't rate it at all after its first start, so I thought he does work pretty good at home, so, and when he does it right, I think he'll be a nice 3-year-old, but yeah, at this stage we'll sort of just battle away and poke through his classes.
He's made a few mistakes. I mean, at the trials and at the race. I mean, I'm just trying to do a job, Damo, like all of it. Matty, so the actual question here is, SP Profile tells us that Max Scorn's the horse to beat. Surely we can risk that fellow from the Bullion Heats. I wanted to risk Gorn. I thought that Mr. Hunter had a big hope. I think that Roryville has a big hope. I even think that Rock and Roll Gronk can run a place. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it looks a very even race, and the draws have made it very interesting. And yeah, we've seen Mr. Hunter come from even impossible positions at times and still win. So yeah, it's going to be a really interesting race, and probably the speed into the first corner and first half of the race will probably really tell a tale, and whether Gorn can get into the race and where Mr. Hunter ends up from the outside draw, and Damian might have a say in the early part, and then Roryville where he ends up. If he happened to find an easy lead, he's going to be awfully hard to run down. So it's going to be a really interesting race, and probably one that the first half of the race will really tell a tale late.
Well, Damian hasn't made up his mind yet. I hopefully want to interview him tomorrow. He's made up his mind because I wouldn't mind an answer. Felbo Fruits, one of our sponsors, the Felbo family, have thoroughly enjoyed their short time in harness racing as owners, and would like to thank all the trainers across Australia who have trained for them. A very special thank you, can't believe this is in here, to Alex and Taylor from Ashwood Racing, who have done a fantastic job for them, and they look forward to many more successful years. And for everyone else, remember that eating grapes is good for you. It's been a consistent theme over the course of Burning Questions Damo to ask people what their favourite fruit is. On the back of the Felbo Fruit sponsorship, you're newly, healthier. Are you eating some pears? Are you an apple man? Do you love to suck down an orange? Are you a mandarin kid? What do you like?
I'd only go on apple. I'm not a very big fruit person, but if I have anything, it's an apple or a bit of grapes.
Do you like a green apple? Are you a Granny Smith man? Are you like a pink lady? Are you a red man, Jonathan?
I like the pink ladies. I reckon they are. Yeah.
What did you answer when we gave you this question, Matty? What's your favourite fruit?
Probably a banana and a milkshake.
Big banana man as well. Josh Aiken educated us about bananas once. Question number 3. Petillon should lead the older APG Climax, but will that be the key, or is the DA the one we back? That is District Attorney. You've got a couple of this race, Matty Craven. I wouldn't imagine you've got, was it Panic at the Disco? I don't think you've got high hopes, massively high hopes about your couple of runners, but you might be able to educate me here. It's a new test for District Attorney, but boy, he was impressive a few weeks ago.
Yeah, he's obviously pretty exciting horse going forward, but drawn outside Paliente, it's going to make it probably hard for him over the short trip, but it'll be a pretty interesting race. And what he does early, who knows? Does he run the gate and take his chance, or does he just sit and come with that one run that we've seen him so effective with? So I'm not too sure. And my two runners really, they probably couldn't go up fast enough to keep up with these ones, but we'll see how we go.
All right, I'm going to ask you both the same question. Matty, first of all to you. It did work last start going back, but it was a race of a bit more depth. If you were driving district attorney, do you go back or forward here?
It's probably, a catch-22. You go forward and sit outside Paliente, and, it'll probably make you do a heap of work. And if you go back, it's going to go steady and make it really hard to run down. So he's in a really tricky situation here.
Thanks for all that. That's all beautiful. That's terrific.
If it was me, Jason, I always chance me arm.
That'd be great. What would you do?
If it was me, I'd chance me arm.
What about you, Damian? What would you do?
No, I agree with Matty there. Like, I think if he goes back and the other one gets an easy lead and runs a quarter in 30 or 31 or whatever it can get away with, would be unbeatable. So I just chance my arm and go forward. And if you're going to do a bit of work, you got to do a bit of work. But at least I reckon District 2 might be a better horse. So best horse should win those races.
I reckon at some point, boys, when you've got a horse that's good, you've got to ask that question. I loved seeing it go back and rip around him last time. But Damo, at some point, this is an ideal situation, isn't it? Even to learn a little bit more about your horse.
Definitely the right race to do it. He's drawn 6 or 7. I can't remember exactly, but he's just got to go forward and chance his arm. And it's probably really only a 2-horse race. It's probably the right time to do it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think it is. And I don't mind I think in that race of place as well. Final question of the Burning Questions. Relaunch. Damian Wilson and Matty Craven with me. Here's one for Matty Craven. And I'll tell you what, I am desperate to find out the answers. Is the open class event a contest made for Max? That is Max Delight. Or can the fresh up Craven pair ensure he pays his tax? Now, question number 1. Matthew Ryan Craven. That's definitely not your middle name, but I've just thrown it in there. Can Crime Rider possibly hold Max Delight at the start? Number 1. And number 2, will He's a Son of a Gun be flying off the gate fresh?
It'll be interesting, Jace. Depends on Son of a Gun. If he turns up and he's up and about, he'll rip the gate, no worries. But in recent times, we haven't always done that. And if he's up and about, I'll definitely ask him to run the gate. And if he could find the front here, I think that'd be ideal for him. Crime Rider, he's got really good gate speed. If you want to use it, you just got to give him a little stir up and a bit of a wake up. And he always just runs such an honest race. It'd be ideal if he was leaders back, whether that's on Max Delight or something else in the race. I think Glenn's really got to ask him to come the gate because you don't really want to end up 3 fence. So, he really needs to at least try and come out for sure.
All right, let's do this again. And that was lovely again. You're a wonderful orator. You like Barack Obama. I'm going to ask you again. Chances of Crime Rider holding Max Delight initially?
Well, maybe you have to ask David that question, because if he wanted to hold, he definitely can hold. He's got the speed, but of late, they haven't been using him as much early and been driving him a little bit more conservative. So maybe they might want to get in a war early on tomorrow night.
All right, so he'll cross Crime Rider. That's what I got. He's a son of a gun if he's up and about, and I'll ask you tomorrow night whether he's feeling up and about. Would he cross Max Delight for speed?
No, if Dave wanted to hold me, he'll hold me. It's just whether he wants to really burn him up early, that's all.
Here's Dave. What if Dave doesn't want to hold? Well, I'm not going to get involved with David Hagan. He'd smash my head in. But I tell you what, he's got a lead. What are your thoughts here, Damo? You've heard everything from Matty. And I'll tell you what, he's talking in riddles, but we know what these riddles mean. I'm now getting more confident about Max Delight. I think that he'll lead and win. Have you got a different opinion?
Well, it sounds pretty much like Matty's conceded and letting Max Delight lead and win. So it sounds like Max Delight's the wonder back in that race.
Can I get a best bet from everybody? I didn't ask this initially, but I'm going to go with Max Stillwater as my best bet. He's into $1.90 now, but he was $2.50 when I sent out a little bit of a tweet. Matty, have you got a best bet on the card for us? Have you got something that you're happy to declare? Is We Better Believe It a moral? Is Sweet Passion? Who's the best chance that you've got? Because
Yeah, probably out of those two, Jace, they're probably my two best chances. They're both, in nice form, and was first up, we were just a run short with Sweet Passion, and he just got found wanting a bit late, and then he was really good at Bendigo the other night. So hopefully third up, he'll be ready to really rock and roll. And We Better Believe It's run, really good sections each week, and if he just needs a bit of luck, and hopefully we can, land the price.
is it plan A to lead and hold the lead on both of them? Matthew Tiberius Craven.
I'm not sure that I can cross the one on We Better Believe It. Like most of the time, he always shows pretty good gate speed, and John, if the emergency comes out, John beside him, it'd probably be pretty hard to cross him. But he doesn't have to lead to win, that's for sure. But Sweet Passion, I'd like to see him in front again, and hopefully just be that little bit stronger late.
Which is the slightly better of the two hopes?
I'd say they're pretty even, to be honest with you, Jess.
Which one do you reckon?
No, we'll just say they're both nice each way chances.
Damo, are you going to go with Little Miss Lily, or have you had a little look at the form and you're going out wide?
Well, I'm just having a quick look now. If I was going to have a bet, I might have backed Let Us Trot in the second race, but back up Let Us Trot and then get on Lily in the next.
Oh, easy. Little running double. Well, there's no money in the running double. But what there is, for those at home, there's a $50,000 seating in the Big Six. It's not a bedtime that's ever really got my waters going, but I'll tell you what, if there's $50,000 of free money, I will be getting involved. Good luck to both of you tomorrow night at Melton. I'll find out whether he's a son of a gun is up and about. I'll sidle up to you. I'll sidle up to you as well, Damo. We'll have a chat there, and hopefully we can learn a little bit more information. You haven't decided what you're doing with Willie Rain. Well, I'll try and work out what you're doing. Very much appreciate you both joining us. Relaunch of Burning Questions, and have fun tomorrow night, and look after yourselves. You both look very cold, so look after yourselves.
No dramas.
Thanks for having us, Jace.
God bless, boys. That's been the Relaunch of Burning Questions. Andy Gath, if we can find a fight in front of Mark, we'll be next. Sorry.